Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Dead Walking Dead character video. This episode we'll be looking at both Mike and Albert, two practicing cannibals from Terminus. Mike is of course male, he is played by Chris Burns, he is mid-30s and first appeared in Strangers. Albert is of course male, he is played by Benjamin Papak, he is early 20s and first appeared in Strangers. Nothing is known about their lives before the outbreak, but after it began, Mike and Albert joined Terminus, which at first was a legitimate sanctuary for all. However, one day, their kindness was taken advantage of and a group of raiders came in, locked Albert and Mike along with all the other men in train carts, and raped the female members of the group. Eventually, they all got out, killed most of the raiders, and took over the community, and from that day on, they decided that all new people who come to Terminus will be their food. That's right, full-on cannibalism. Also, at some point, Albert was appointed to be a guard for the community. Although unseen, Albert was on perimeter duty when Rick and co barged themselves into Terminus, but seeing as Gareth knew about Rick's gun bag, it's possible Albert wasn't as shit as a guard as Gareth initially thought. After the attack on Terminus, Albert and Mike were able to survive, and they managed to escape all the way to the abandoned school, and they would mark their way from the Terminus to the school so they could find their way back. They also, obviously, began tracking Rick and his group along the way, and at some point Mike came very close to kidnapping Carol. Eventually, Martin and some others kidnapped Bob, and Mike and Albert probably were present, or they were present, when Bob's leg was taken off and cooked. Yum. In Season 5, whilst Gareth is talking to Bob, who has just woken up after his amputation, both Mike and Albert gather round the fire, making sure that leg is toasty. Mike chows down on Bob's bites, and Albert is eyeing up a Stucky skewer. When Gareth mentions how girls taste better to Bob, Mike looks aggressively keen as he chows down on more Bob bites. When Bob starts laughing, both men get up concerned, and when he reveals he's tainted meat, Mike angrily throws his Bob bites on the floor whilst Albert begins throwing up. Albert then asks, what's going to happen? Are we going to just turn? Are we going to die? And Gareth tries to calm everyone down, but he just resorts to knocking out Bob instead. Later, both Albert and Mike likely help to put Bob back to the church. And obviously, returning Bob is a trick, so the capable fighters would go back to the school, and when Rick and his capable fighters leave the church and head to the abandoned school, Mike and Albert accompany Gareth and the others to go to the church to take out the weaker members. They break in and they wait as Gareth asks everyone who's hiding to come on out, as Gareth begins naming the people that are present in the church, i.e. the people that are obviously hidden behind the doors. Both Mike and Albert slowly walk to the other end of the church. Mike and Albert go to one of the doors of the church, and Mike shakes his head to Gareth to signal that it's locked. Eventually, Judith cries, revealing to Mike and Albert which room they be hiding in. Both Mike and Albert cock their guns and aim at the door as Gareth commands the people inside to open up, but there is no answer. Mike and Albert wait patiently for Gareth's next order, when suddenly this happens to both Mike and Albert. Both shot by Rick, according to the wiki. But I always felt that Sasha, who also had a suppressor on her gun, must have shot one of them. No way Rick could pull off two perfect shots in the dark in that quick succession. Their bodies are likely dragged outside of the church to rot. R.I.P. Mike and Albert. Mike and Albert were just two more cannibals who were too far gone. But with Albert, I get the impression that he was just a kid who had nowhere else to go. Gareth seemed to somewhat care for him as well, so I don't know, maybe he could have been redeemed. Mike though, that guy was an animal, chewing with his mouth open, disgusting. Tell me your thoughts on these two cannibals, and sadly there is no more wheel because we are on to themes, and the theme that was voted for is of course the Saviours, so we'll start that theme next episode. So tell me your thoughts, like I said, and goodbye.